How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the glory of Oakvale. Oakvale is super important because you get the margarita token, the collectible chest, and you also get those certificates of authenticity, and of course the collectible tickets, which really do give you a lot of buffs. Let's talk about the map. The outer area is where all of our mansions are going to be located. There's going to be multiple groups, about 8. That other area that's right next to it is the first area that opens up. Then there's like a center area, and then finally in the middle there's the main area, and all these open up at different time frames, and it's going to be kind of like a grid. It's an invisible grid. You're not going to see it, but the goal is to move through each grid space. Conquering it takes about 30 to 60 seconds, and once you conquer it, you'll be able to move to other things. Really important. There's some features in the map that you should consider, like the stash house. Once you take it over, you can put as many as 5 crews in there, or a mix of that, and you get extra bonuses. You also get some buffs. The material storage is closer to that center area. Same thing goes for that, and of course there's going to be a battle for that all the time. And then last but not least, the most important building or area is going to be that middle area of the map, and that's where you're going to have the most points. You're going to get the most points just by being either on the tiles or being inside of the weapon center. So the first thing you do is you port in, and once you port in, you start taking over each one of these tiles little by little, waiting the seconds and things like that, and you're getting points for all these. Just be careful with other players because they're going to try to attack you. You're going to attack them, and that's kind of how this works. The ultimate goal is to kind of like take over as many tiles as possible with your faction. This is a team event, and start attacking and pushing some of the other teams back because you want as many storage, stash, material, and weapon centers as possible to get the most points. So let's give it a go, guys. Let's port right in. Alright, let's see. Let's just port in. Alright. Just make sure you do have, your healing if you have it. Make sure you have a crew size buff, really important for this event. And then of course, your crew attack. Now on this one, I don't have my specialty set. I'll show you guys right now. It's just for demonstration purposes, so it's going to be good. I kind of always go around the map just to make sure I see, what the turnout is. Usually the faction with the most faction members wins, and then I'll start clicking on the tiles. As you can see, you get occupation points for each one of those every minute. Okay, let's click on this stash house. There's the occupation points for that. So at the beginning of the game, you want to go for these as much as possible because you're gonna get the most points, but you also want as many tiles as possible as a faction. We're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys ready? Let's make this happen. So I'm just going to occupy. I'm going to use a T1 bike because they're the fastest, and that's what you do at the beginning just to make sure you get as much real estate as possible. Then when you start getting into the other areas, kind of like that middle area and that other center area, that's how many points you could actually get, but it doesn't open until later, so make sure you're ready for that. Look at that middle one, just get a ton of points. And of course, if you take over these areas, you're just going to get so many more points as a faction and personally. Right, so let's just keep garrisoning just a few of them. It's really important to note that you're gonna, when you garrison or you attack, you're going directly from your mansion, but when you garrison or attack from the area, it means that you already have a crew out, and it's kind of like somewhere on the map, right? And let's focus on this battle real quick. It's really important just so you guys can see how it works. I mean, let's do the most important thing, right? We got to recon. You got to know what you're attacking, what you're going up against, because you're getting points for kills here. So we're going to recon just to see what there is there. There's a bunch of gorillas, so we're probably going to want to send bikes, right? But then we're going to see that they just reinforced, so we're going to have to recon again, because guess what? They probably send somebody to protect that as a next attack. So what'll happen is when I see the recon, I know that I need to send bikes on that first attack and then some hitmen on the second attack because he has a bunch of bikes. But in this case, it probably is going to be taken over because my teammates are going to be there, or he's going to move just as he did. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's just send kind of like a hitman team or a biker team. Let's send our biker team. Let's start getting ready. Of course, I got the crew size buff, so I have to adjust my settings. Now let's send it out. Let's see what happens. Just remember, recon attack, you want to defeat as many of your opponents as possible. Send all their troops to the hospital. Once you run out of troops, guys, you know, the game's pretty much over unless you want to, you know, use some heal ups and some resources and things like that. But in general, you know, whoever has the most crew is gonna outlast the other teams, right? So here's my specialties, like I was telling you guys. Very bad boy, but hey, you know what, that's how we do. So I got my farmer specs on and we're still doing okay. I do have my gear on, so that's gonna be okay. Remember, this is a farm account, it's a really old account, so I'm doing my best. These are big boys that we're playing with, guys. So that garrison from area, like I said, it allows for you to move, and you get to click and see that little arrow from where you're coming, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start moving some of mine closer to the center, because you get more points when you're close to the center, and also you're able to expand your terrain or your area or your territory if you keep using these T1 bikes, right? They're really easy to kill, but it's really important to get more areas. Now, I see that there's a bunch of strong players, and look, the stash house is actually open and it's under conflict. So why don't we focus on that? Let's start. I have some pretty big players, guys. Let's see this one here. Let's recon maybe, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're looking to go up against. And this is important because this could be tough. Let's see. Let's look at this. Okay. Let's see. Oof. All ground enforcer, guys. I mean, this is tough, and they got a pretty good mix, so it'll be really hard for you just to take them out with one. So it's looking pretty good, right? You probably send some hitmen first on that one, and then some sort of mix for that second one, and then some hitmen for that third one, and things like that. But I don't think it's worth the hassle for it. They probably have all their stats up as high as possible, bunch of attack buffs and crew size and things like that. So we're just gonna focus on something else. Yeah, all right, let's look around the map. Let's try to get some more points in that, you know, middle area, because we're going for points for our personal use and also for the faction, right? We want that faction to be #1. This is going to be a really tough game though, because we want to be, you know, at the highest tier with our personal points, because we really need Margarita. Of course, first the tokens are to unlock her, then is to upgrade her rapid treatment skill, and then of course the special collectibles. You get some really cool collectibles with that, the certificates of authenticity, and of course your training speed ups and collectible tickets and all that stuff. Super important, guys. All right, and then you get three types of awards. You get your rank award, you get your faction one, and then you get your personal point one. So just do your best and have as much fun as possible. All right, let's get back to what we're doing. Let's see here. Let's just why don't we send a hitman team, just because that's how I like sending. Usually you could send 33, 33, 33, right, or your 1/3, but I really just like to send my, you know, like full team, so that if they're bikes, I just send my full hitman team. If they're bruisers, I send my full bike team, things like that. Keep in mind that if you have weapons, you could add them. If you have vehicles, luxury vehicles or anything like that, you could add them as well. But it's really important to know that only your UB gets a UB buffs, because you're sending 5, 6, 7 crews out. One of the keys is also to send as many crews as possible, because you're getting points per minute. So if you have 5, 6 or 7 crews, all 5 should be out. Don't hold any back, guys. Right now I have 6 of them going, because you're getting points per minute. If you have 6 spots with 100 points, you're getting 600 points per minute, and if you, as you move up, you'll get 200, you'll get 500, you get 600, and if you take over areas, you get more. Let's keep on reconning. Look, this one looks pretty good. Yeah, let's see if we can set up an attack. I'm moving my bikes. Well, somebody already took that, but let's go reinforce it with some hitmen. All right, some of those guns on there, just basic stuff. Let me add the rest of those, and we're just going to reinforce it as much as possible. So I'm sending my bikes to reinforce. I'm also sending those hitmen. These are pretty big players, so let's see if we can hold it. So there's my crew as they arrive. There's everybody else's crew. Remember, you have a max of 5 crews per building, and these outside ones, they're the easiest ones, guys. Once you get to that middle one, it's just all the top players are going for it. So if you're on that winning team and you can hold that for as long as possible, make sure you get it. All right, let's check out that report. Yeah, that was pretty rough. If that was so bad, they'd probably clean this out because they send the opposite of what we had. And yep, stats. It's gonna be stats, guys. So as you can see, pretty low on all of them, probably because I didn't change my specialties. But I think we'll be okay, guys. I think we'll be okay. Alright, let's go back. Let's keep going. Let's have some fun. That's my hospital. All these guys in the hospital. You know, you could wait until the end when all your troops are kind of beat up and you use that rapid treatment if you have it. I always recommend don't heal because you're going to use your speed ups and stuff like that. You're going to get all these guys back at the end of the Oakvale event. Some people do heal because they want more points. I recommend not to. I use as much as I can and then I deplete it and that's it. I have this rapid treatment. It's at a level 4. So what I do is I just use it and I get some of those troops back so I could keep sending some in, you know. It's not as much as I would get if all of my troops were in the hospital, but hey, we're gonna keep sending full crews because it's gonna give us more points and that's really gonna help us out. So let's go. Send that bike team. Let's send, we don't have a hitman team, I guess it got defeated, so we're gonna send it again. And we're probably gonna want to send a knife team soon. Maybe some bruisers. Let's see what we have as far as that goes. Boom, 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 boom. Well, not the best, but like I said, it's a farm, so we're doing our best with what we do have. Luckily, we do have some cars to help everybody. Get rid of those bikes and just send those. So those will be fantastic if somebody sends some hitmen to take over, you know, your bikes. So as you can see, you know, we're just rallying them right now. We're getting ready for attacks. Just remember, this game is awesome, guys. It's all about attacking. It's all about making the kills. It's taking over the territory. So my recommendation is defeat as many enemies as possible. Send them all to the hospital because once they run out, they're just gonna, you know, tap out. They're not gonna continue, you know, trying to take over some of the territory. What a lot of factions do is they have half of their players kind of like skim the perimeters, keep the players from getting to the center, and the rest of the players push towards the center, things like that. It works out really well. But this center piece just gets so intense. There's so many top players that are going to be heading towards that. If you're lucky enough to kind of like be with your farm faction or something like that, just have them kind of like assist you and attack those players, keep them off the map. So right here, I'm just going to send all my troops. There you go. Just kind of like send some of their troops out. If you don't want to recon, then you could always send troops, but you know, there's always a chance that you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna get beat. So right now I have all 3 of these troops, so just so you guys can see what I have in each one of my crews and things like that. But like they're attacking again. Oh, there you go, another win. So those kills really do help you with points. There's also kind of like at the end of the event, kind of like, you know, a report of who had the most kills and things like that, top player, you know, podium, stuff like that. So got some of my team there. So we're doing good, guys. Let's see here. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's just start moving some of these guys closer to that weapon center. Probably won't push for it. It's way too many better players than me here, so probably just support them on the outside, clearing it. Remember that it does take about 60 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds to clear out these things and to make sure that they're taken over. So if you do kind of like defeat another player or another faction, it's going to take a while for you to take over that tile, and then they won't be able to move into that tile until they take it over and things like that. So it's really cool. You can block people off. As you can see, we're the color green, so that's what we're blocking off. Got some pretty good crews here. So you got those purple team trying to head there. A ton of recons. I mean, it's so much fun with all this all this craziness and things like that, but I like it, guys. You will too. So if you do check your hospital again, look where I'm at right now. You'll see your influence drop like crazy, because I mean, it's just amazing. It's madness, man. Just kill after kill, and just the first time I did it, I was freaking out, man. But then later on, I was able to just, you know, have fun and be killed, and then later on just get all my troops back, things like that. All right, so let's try to move into that. Took that. Let's see if we can withstand this attack right here. Boom, boom, boom. Wow, incredible, guys. Just got wiped. Yeah, pretty good influence. Probably has some really good buffs, and of course, all sorts of significant things. So let's see. Should I send? Should I not? Let's see what happens. Well, it doesn't matter anymore because one of my teammates took it, but. So that's all it is, just communication, attacking, reconning, just knowing what they have, things like that. But this middle area is the most important. You know, you get so many points just by attacking, protecting, and keeping the other teams off of it. You know, guys, that's all I have for now. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks again. I appreciate you. Stay wild.